Right, of course, because I should know who that is.
I don't care what you think. I'll tell you something that rubbed me right.
Felger and Maz on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Stone and Natick, go ahead. What do you got?
So, two things on the Red Sox. They don't just suck, but they're also a laughing stock. And Breslow should not be allowed to trade with the Brewers anymore. Your thoughts?
Do not deal with these teams that know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he shouldn't be allowed to deal with anyone.
That's sort of how I feel.
I mean, listen, Maz, if when he fired all those coaches and everyone rightfully said, well, now it's on you. Well, now it's 3 weeks later, right? The hitting hasn't improved.
No.
It might be worse. I don't know if you've done the numbers, if someone has, but
I did some on Friday that their numbers with men in scoring position actually have gone down.
Yeah. So I the total runs scored, I don't know if they're any better or worse.
I think that has also gone down.
But it's definitely not any better, noticeably so. So if the focus then turned to Craig Breslow, when does the clock start ticking on him? I thought it would be immediate.
It should be immediate.
We're 3 weeks later, nothing has changed. So what was the point of all those changes? What was the point of all those firings?
Exactly. Yeah, look, again, it hasn't gotten better. It's gotten worse. Now, if you had asked me, again, I was just going by the contract stuff early in the year, meaning Breslow had more term on his deal than Cora did. But, so I think Breslow is going to get another year at least. But if this thing gets really bad, do I think it's inconceivable that Breslow gets fired? No, I don't think it's inconceivable. I think it's in play.
Jake in Boston, go ahead.
So as a Bruins fan, you can't help but be angry watching Vegas right now. Carter Hart was a 2-year, $4 million deal. You could have dealt Swayman for another asset the moment that happened, but you let a bunch of purple hair losers behind their computer screen scare you. And on top of that, Mitch Miller, you know the guy that was run out of town 48 hours later because of the Wokes?
Yes.
He just set a playoff record in Russia for most points by a defenseman in the playoff series. In Russia.
In Russia?
No one in the NHL will touch him because you let hockey Reddit.
I don't care about Mitch Miller right now. And Carter Hart. So what you want guys with the sexual harassment charges on him on the Bruins? Carter Hart had this thing and this sexual assault charge that he had to, he was ultimately cleared, but it took a while. I don't blame if the Bruins or anyone else took a look at him, even if he was cleared in a court of law. Whether I don't blame him for not signing Carter Hart. I don't blame him for moving on from Mitch Miller, Jake. Who cares about that? Carter Hart, Jimmy Carter, Hart and Hart. It doesn't matter. They're just another goalie. You don't need to sign Carter Hart. This is the whole point.
How about Linda Carter?
You don't need to sign Carter Hart or Linda Carter. You don't need to target any one guy. There's a million guys like it. This is a much bigger story, and it's sort of like I'd be happy to do it at some point. But it's like, Maz, your golf. Like, I watch golf nowadays, and they all kind of look the same.
I agree.
And when I was a kid, everyone had a different swing. Now they all kind of swing the same for the most part. It's because they're all just so overcoached and just trained from the very first with the same swing. It's over-optimization. It's the same thing in baseball. Guys, remember the days when everyone had like different batting stances and all sorts of little quirky batting stances and quirky mannerisms, and you knew who was up to bat every time, every different guy who came up. They all looked different.
You could show the silhouette of certain guys from the 80s and 90s and know exactly who they are just from their batting stance.
Now they all kind of look the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
They all kind of stand up there the same and hold the bat the same and swing the same. It's the same golf swing. It's the same batting stance. This is all a long way of saying this happened to goaltenders a long time ago. They all play the same way. There used to be a blend between butterfly goalies and stand-up goalies and acrobatic goalies, and there was just sort of different styles. Now look at them. They all play basically the same way.
I know. It's worse than one of the worst things that's happened to sports is taking out all the individuality.
Because I think they're all now just thrown in these academies or these training centers or whatever, and it's just they're all taught the same way.
Mass production.
So these goalies, there's just not there was definitely the gap between Martin Brodeur and whoever the 30th goalie was during his day was pretty big. And if you go back even farther, the gap between Ken Dryden and the 20th goalie was probably massive. And they played differently. And it mattered who you had. now that it's been mitigated, they all look the same. They all play the same. They're all roughly the same size, playing exactly the same way. So it's just silly to try and chase and find that guy. And I tell you, if it were translating, I'm just, unlike you people, I'm just driven by the facts. If there was a franchise goalie out there who was carrying his team and was doing this, I'd say, okay, go get me that guy. That guy doesn't exist. It doesn't happen anymore. So you're dumb to pay a goalie too much money. That's all.
I mean, you're not going to get an argument from me on that one. But
I shouldn't get an argument from anyone. It's a fact. Just look at the scoreboard.
Look, and the other thing too, and you already know this, but when you come to, when it comes to these goalies and how they're teaching them, it's all based on the analytics too. Here's where the goals are scored. So you're going to take away this part of the net. You cover the most area possible. If a guy picks a corner, you give it up. Like it's cookie cutter. I hate that.
And they're all big guys. Dobish feels a little smaller to me. How big is he? Is that part of the reason he sucks? And he's just a kid. Oh, he's 6'4". God, he
don't look no 6'4".
He doesn't look 6'4" to me. I don't know why he feels smaller, but he's not. They're all effing the same size. They're all these 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" guys on their knees with that reverse V, like they're all
reverse VH.
To whatever that is, they all play the exact same way.
Yep.
So what's the difference? Here's Louie in Amesbury. Go ahead, Louie.
Hey, guys. Happy Monday. How you doing? Listen, just a couple quick things if I could rattle off. Brian Bayo yesterday, listening to Will Fleming. I listened to it on the radio. I'm old school. He was just so exasperated. His comments about Bayo and, throwing the ball over the plate. He's got no – and Felger, you said he's got no balls.
Gutless.
He's got no balls. And Maz, can I tell you, Maz, you're a golfer, right?
Yeah.
For you to laugh at the 15th in the world, Aaron Ray, and by the way, did you see any of the highlights at the end, the interviews that he had? He's not just a one-and-done guy. You're not 15th in the world, you goober. And I've said it before. The guy freaking, did you see the putt that he made? The 58-foot?
Yes,
it was luck.
Yes, I saw it, of course.
It was luck. He wasn't even trying to make it.
Even he knew it was luck.
Yeah.
See the look he gave his caddy after it went in?
Yeah. He said, he admitted afterward, he said he was just trying to get it close.
Of course.
2-putt and get out of here. I had the lead and the thing went in. It's like,
So now he's going to win 14 majors because he made a 68-footer out of his ass?
Yeah, again, last year, J.J. Spahn made a putt like that in the U.S. Open. Do you remember? The real long putt?
Yeah, of course I do, yes.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him since.
No, where's he been? Where are any of these guys? At least this one's a little different. I can tell when I see him because he's got the 2 Fakakta gloves on.
Yeah, no, it does. He looks like he's cleaning up in the kitchen. Seriously, that kind of look.
No, I'm about to get my blood drawn.
Yeah, well, right, exactly. Even better.
Yeah.
And again, because his gloves are black too, right? Yeah. So he does. He's about ready to draw your blood. It's exactly right.
Mike and Warburton, just admit that I'm right on the goalies, and then we can move on.
Oh yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Do you think Vegas is happy that they have $6.25 million sitting on their bench backing up Carter Hart?
No, they're probably not.
Okay, so you admit that having goalies that are very variable in their performance, even on a great team, can be disastrous if you decide to commit to the wrong one after they win a cup. Correct?
You confuse you at that point. Just say what you want to say.
Mike,
you just say, Mike, you're right. Go ahead, Felger, you're right.
You're not right.
Felger, you're right. Try it.
No, you're not.
Try it. Felger, you're right. Then we can all move on. I don't know why you're fighting me on this. Try it again. Mike, Felger, you're right.
No, you wouldn't. You're not right. And Edmonton proves it. Edmonton, who to beat?
It's so sad. Sometimes you're right, Mike and Woburn. Sometimes, Maz, you're right. Sometimes I feel something that I'm wrong.
I'd say I'm often right.
And you know what I do? I wake up that day and say, all right, you got that one. You're right, I'm wrong. And then it's like over. Just like the clouds clear. And you can move on with your day, move on with your life. The people who just can't do that, I feel for it. Mike and Woburn, Schmatz, I feel for you guys. I feel for you.
Oh, listen, on this show, I learned that a long time ago.
But it's just
you're right, Mike. Helps move it along.
Right, and then you get on with your day.
Oh, yeah, no. Seriously. You think I got no hair now? Imagine what I would have looked like if I fought it.
But on this one, we're in another year, another season, where the goaltending is just not going to matter for the Stanley Cup. It's just not.
I mean, the guys in this field are a bunch of nobodies. They really are.
And you might have been able to make a case, certainly for like Bobrovsky is a highly paid goalie, and Vasilevsky is probably the best goalie in the world. But you can't tell me those weren't the best teams. Bobrovsky, the first year he won the Cup, both years, he was getting benched in the middle of those. At some point during those runs, he was benched.
Yeah, for Alex Lyon.
For this stiff who can't keep his job against Uka, rhymes with Tuukka, Pekka Luukkonen. So just... I know why you can't do it, because you hate me. I understand. Like, I get it. I'm hateable. I understand why you hate me. So you just can't admit that the sky is blue and the sun is yellow, and you just can't do it because that's giving me a win, and you don't want to do it. I know the Celtics fan ordinarily could have admitted a long time ago that the Celtics 3-point strategy is ridiculous. They could have done that so long ago if it wasn't for me. So then they have to admit that Felger was right, and you just can't do it because you hate me. So what do? You just go on living a lie because you just can't do that other thing, which is, all right, he got one. He'll be wrong the next time, but he got that one, and now we just move. You just can't do it. I feel bad for the Mike and Wooburns and the Celtics fans of the world who just like get stuck in that purgatory.
We should get you a jersey actually on the bag that says "You hate me," like that guy used to play.
And it's all that is, because you can't be arguing facts. It's a personal animus towards me, which I get. I really do. But in the same respect, I do feel for you as well, because that's some sort of living hell that you're just stuck in.
That's growth. That's compassion.
Back with more on a Reentry Monday right after this.
Naz, can I tell you, Naz, you're a golfer, right?
Yeah.
Now, more of
Felger and
Naz on the Sports Hub.
Oh, schedule day, where fans get to pick wins and losses.
Week 1, Wednesday night at Seattle. Rematch of the Super Bowl. I can't believe we lost to Donald. How the hell did we lose to that ginger squid? Loss.
Week 2, home against the Steelers.
We're not losing the home opener to 50-year-old Aaron Rodgers and Joe Hags. I mean, fat Mike McCarthy, that pig. Hags is skinny now. Win.
Week 3, on the road at Jacksonville. Maybe this should be our road game, brother.
No, I ain't gonna go down there and get swamp ass in September when it's the best time of year up here. Loss.
Week 4, another tough road game at the Bills.
This is gonna be the second game at their new stadium. We're gonna get priced out in friggin' Buffalo. That place is a dump. Loss.
Week 5 and 6, we're back home for a couple of layups. Raiders, Jets.
I'd love to stuff that nerd Mendoza in a locker. And who the hell is even the Jets quarterback? Win.
Week 7, Thursday night at the Bears.
I hate that Caleb Williams and his stupid painted fingers. I'd like to give him the finger. Ha! Win.
What'd you guys ultimately, that was the first half. You had them 11-6, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's ambitious.
Yes, I agree.
I don't need to give it my over under yet, but I'll just tell you that, obviously we knew the opponents, and so the only thing left to fill in was the travel schedule, the timing of the games, and how they all laid out and stacked up against each other. I think how they laid out and stacked up against each other was difficult. I think the schedule got harder, in other words, after the timing was released.
By its composition.
Yeah. I think this is just a killer slate. I thought it was a killer slate when I knew the opponents. I think it's even more of a killer slate now that I'm looking at how it's laid out week to week. I think 11 wins would be a excellent season. I think, to me, just a good validating season would be the playoffs. And I don't know if that is 9 wins or 10 wins or whatever that is. But I think if the Patriots slipped into the playoffs, that would be an accomplishment given this schedule. And frankly, where they are as a roster. They came on a couple of years early last year, which we obviously know. But, I stand by all the things I said about this thing about 5-year rebuilds in the NFL. It's just a fallacy. I mean, it may take you that amount of time to build a championship caliber roster, but we're talking about two different things. The way the league works is you can win a lot of games and go on deep runs before your roster is ready. Happens every year. And you were just the kind of team to do it last year. And, well, frankly, you're just the kind of team to backslide in year 2.
Yep.
But either way, I think given where your roster is and the strength of the schedule and how it lays out, a playoff year would be a real accomplishment. That should be the goal. That, to me, is a successful season for them. You guys have any thoughts before I keep going?
Well, I was wondering, by looking at it, because I think we had all agreed, because we knew those first 4 games before the schedule was fully released. Do you think that first month is the toughest or later?
So I'll tell you what I find tough. The first month is absolutely, getting hit in the face of the frying pan right out of the chute. No layups. Couple tough spots at Seattle, at Jacksonville are tough spots. I don't even believe in Jacksonville. I think they're one of these teams that are going to take a step back. But what did you guys say there in the swamp ass factor?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be like 100 degrees down there at that time of year.
Definitely.
Oh, just the worst. And so at Buffalo, I the wind at their sails in the new stadium, those are just tough spots. Never mind at Seattle is just, boy, that's asking a lot. So yes, that first month is self-evident. But then I also look at the stretch, Murray, in the middle of the year where they don't play any 1 o'clock games for like 2 straight months. And it's that thing about Sunday at 1. Last year, I can't remember what it was, but they had a stretch where they must have had like 10 of 11 games Sunday at 1. You just get into a hell of a rhythm. And you just, that's such a benefit to a football player. So they have a stretch of those from week 2 through week 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 straight Sunday at 1 games. Okay, that's great. But then from Thursday, October 22nd, through December 22nd, so October 22nd to December 22nd, they don't play a single Sunday at 1 o'clock game. In that stretch, they play on the road Thursday night, 4 o'clock game at Miami, 4 o'clock game Green Bay, Sunday Detroit in Germany, Sunday night at L.A., come back Sunday late afternoon, Buffalo, 4:25, Thursday night, Minnesota home. Monday night, December 21st at Kansas City. That's like all over the place.
Yeah.
Because this is the stretch.
And good opponents.
And good opponents on top of it.
This is the stretch that Chris Gasper was saying on Friday with Maz and I, that this is the stretch that's going to make or break their season. And he said this Minnesota game's no layup because you're playing at home against Buffalo. Then it's a short week. That Buffalo game's probably going to take a chunk out of you physically and mentally.
Damn straight.
Brian Flores, good DC, could blitz the hell out of you. If you're dealing with issues in the offensive line, like that game's no layup just because you're home against Minnesota was his point.
And Minnesota doesn't suck. People thought they sucked because the quarterback play was so bad last year. You have to be reminded they were actually 9-8 with just about the worst quarterback play in the league. So if O'Connell can just get league average quarterback play out of that team, they're not a bad team.
Right.
But it's really just about it's the quality of the opponent. There's not a bum in there. And you're just, Thursday, Monday, Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, Germany, LA, back, bye week, like all that's tough. So I think the team is better than they were last year, meaning I think their roster is better.
More talented.
I think the roster has more talent this year. I think they've improved the roster. I think some of those young players, including Drake May, who is still playing for a lot of money, have a lot to play for and should be able to still get better, but the record's not going to be the same because of this. And I'm going to have a hard time making the playoffs. I think making the playoffs will be an accomplishment next year.
I mean, I think they're coming in under. Like, I think they're a 9-8, 8-9 team based on this schedule and all the stuff you just talked about. So, Ryan Clark, we played a cut. I can't remember if that was the day you were here or not. But we played a cut from Ryan Clark where he said he didn't think they were going to make the playoffs, and I agree with him. I think that stretch of games in the middle, and as Murray said, Gasper noted it on Friday, that when you go through that stretch, that's a freaking killer. That is a gauntlet to have that many games against those opponents all basically in marquee, big windows or, key windows, national television windows.
Yeah, there's no breather in there.
No, there isn't. The only one is Miami.
At Miami.
But it's down there. And so now, look, I think Miami's going to suck epically, so that one doesn't scare me. But even so what? You get one break, 7 out of 8, 8 out of 9, whatever it is total. They're going to be, they come through that thing 5-4. It's going to be a win.
Okay, there's my scheduled thought. Back to you on a reentry Monday after Murray gets you updated here.
Boston's best sports talk. You can count on it.
2 plus 2 is a 5.
Me sento un po' pacchiato perché Roma
Felger and Maz.
le usanze
12 versus the Patriots. Conquer the cupcakes.
The way it was explained is, there's a line there that we're not going to cross, but there's some stuff there that's fair game.
Right.
That isn't commenting on the affair, isn't embarrassing anyone. There's no images in the video of either of them. But to the trained eye, to anybody who's been paying attention to this thing, there are going to be references, and there are 3. That's one. Next photo dump 1 mile. That's the first one.
That's pretty good.
That shows up.
Yeah,
and
I
then
saw that.
the second one, while you're watching it, it slides in the lower right corner of the screen.
Yeah, right.
New York Post sent you a message. That's the second reference. And then the third one is in the credits. And in the credits, it scrolls through some icons, and there's one that mentions Operation Playlist. And that's the one that is the closest to...
Yeah, the line.
Because the playlist thing was like... That's something that only those who have been following this thing the most closely are going to be aware of.
It's good timing here, because this sort of fits into something we've been talking about today. I'm going to show you how I'm a bigger man and how this is done. On this particular topic, I was wrong. Big Jim Murray was right. Big Jim Murray got one, and I was wrong. I thought there was no way the league would let any team reference the Mike Vrabel, Diana Russini thing in their schedule release videos. Something I don't give. Now, see, I could pull a you, people, and try and talk it away, and
fight it.
I don't even really care. I could fight it. I don't really care. These things are not made for me, and I just don't doubt. I'm not a consumer of these videos, but anyway, I said there was no way the league would let one of their teams openly mock the Patriots or Mike Vrabel for the Diana Russini scandal, and I was wrong, Murray. Murray was right.
Man of you to admit.
Yes, see, this is how it goes.
Yeah.
And now it's over.
How big of you.
I do have to buy a mistake dinner.
And I will say, I don't feel even that great about it because it's so inside, and you have to be very online, I think, to get these references. And they hit you so quickly that I think most people that really aren't paying attention missed it. You had to have it put on a platter for you and explained to you, like Florio did there, to show you what you really should be looking for. Because, Maz, I had to explain it to you, and you still didn't know what the hell I was talking about last week.
I had to, when I watched it, I said, what am I missing?
Right, and I didn't even, until he explained, I never saw the New York Post thing.
Yeah, I missed it.
And the thing at the end with the credits, who's staying to the credits?
I didn't stay to the credits.
I didn't know that one until he just mentioned it.
Yeah, so, but Murray, I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to say, no. Scoreboard, facts are facts. So you should try it, people. Felger was right. They shoot too many threes. Felger was right. Really not any sense in overpaying a goalie. It's just that simple. Now you move on. And you don't have to buy me a steak dinner. I have to buy Murray an expensive, tomahawk steak kind of thing.
Bone-in ribeye. I won't get you for a tomahawk.
Oh, go with the tomahawk, Murray.
I'm not that big a pig.
No, and cut out a part of it and bring it in for me.
Well, I'll take jazz too. It can be a thing. But either way, the point is, they let him do it. But it was really not good. You really had to stop. You
got to pause it. You got to basically get a magnifying glass to look for it. They did it, but it's.
Does it bother you that they did it?
Oh, no. I think it's great. I wish more teams did it.
I wish they were more blatant.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
I wanted to be hit over the head with it.
When I saw it online, I said, I don't get it. I don't see it. What the hell is this? Tell me where it is. I don't see it. I want to see it. Like, I was expecting, like, pictures. I wanted, like maybe the car drives by a billboard. And there they are.
Yeah.
Like something like that would have been good. I wanted more.
But it was something. It was more than I thought that they were going to get.
Even a sign that says, like, Sedona, 2,000 miles this way, or the Love Boat, something like that. I wanted to have it real up front, hit me over the head with it. This was too vague and Easter eggy. Like, they did it, but it was like, I don't know.
I was disappointed.
Yeah, well, either way.
Shame on the league. Shame.
It did happen. I promise. Back to your calls in our long commercial-free segment next. I want to get to the gossip first.
Everything you said is right.
Felger and Maz, the Sports Zone.
Oh, schedule day, where fans get to pick wins and losses.
Week 8 at the Dolphins. How about we go back to Miami again, brother?
Nah, the broads don't want nothing to do with us. And all those clubs and bars, they think there's something special. I'd rather sit at the Nines. Win.
Week 9, home against the Packers.
Oh, Felger's precious cheesehead Packers. You think we'll see Felger there? I want to heckle Felger. Loss.
Week 10, they got to go over to Germany and play the Lions.
All Vrabel's got to do is look right at the team and tell them just like JFK did and say, Ich bin ein Winner. Win.
Week 11, they get the bye going into Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I hope Vrabel don't go trying to stuff any turkeys.
Bye. Week 12, off the bye, they got to go to L.A. and play the Chargers on a Sunday night.
Germany, then L.A.? Doesn't that seem unfair? Like too much travel? I bet it's that Snake Goodell. Loss.
Week 13, home against Buffalo, 425 kick.
We're splitting with Buffalo. They ain't sweeping us. Win.
Week 14, short week, short quarterback. Kyler Murray and the Vikings Thursday night.
This little loser. The Pats are going to squash him like a little purple bug. Win.
Week 15 on the road, Monday nighter, Kansas City.
I just can't convince myself that Mahomes is done. Loss.
Week 16 at the loser Jets.
Win.
Week 17 and 18, they wrap up the season at home against Denver and Miami.
Win. 11-6 and back in the playoffs.
Back to your phones here on everything. Thanks for hanging on. Joe and Agawam. What do you got, Joe?
Hey, how's it going, guys? How many wins do you think the Pats need to be considered like a good team with this hard schedule? And, to silence all the cupcake, easy schedule talk of last year. And on the contrary, what do you think is a North Shore adult diapers record?
Pants scrapping?
7 wins or less.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
I would say double digits and above is a good year. 9 and 8 is about what I expect. 8 and 9. I mean, I'm going to go with 8 and 9 because I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. But you get to double digits. You get to 10 and 7 or above. You've had a pretty good year. They'll make the playoffs if they win 10.
To me, right. I'm thinking 7 seed. So that's what I think. Whatever it takes. 9 wins, 10 wins. What is it usually?
Yeah, if you're 9 and 8 and you still get in the playoffs,
yeah,
that's good.
7 seed. So it's really more about that than it is about their win total. It is what I think. But fans are still sort of stuck on the cupcake schedule narrative from last year.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I meant to. Oh, yeah, I'm glad you brought this up.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday, some guy had it. He was,
Well,
it went right up his ass. He was still up. He was just still uptight about it.
I can just tell. I can just sort of feel it in the ether because it's, I feel that this tough schedule is getting such play because your feelers are so heightened because of the easy schedule last year. And how fans are still they just have a hard time just accepting an easy or a hard schedule. Like,
no, it's still there. It's still there.
It's only 3 games. Well, yeah. Right, so wait, it's a predetermined formula. The only thing that's different, whether you're a good team or a bad team, is 3 games. There's only 3 quote-unquote wild card games that are based on where you finish. 3. But 3 is a big deal.
It is a big deal. Yes, it's almost 20% of your schedule.
I think you won the division last year by 3 games, if I'm not mistaken. But 3 games in football's a lot. So, okay, there's that. But like another thing that people aren't mentioning is that, you alternate years where you have 9 home games versus 8 road. Last year, you had the 9 home and the 8 road. This is another thing. The next year, you have to flip that. Now, you're not playing 9 true road games because one is in Europe, and I think that was the Detroit home game.
Correct.
So, but be that as it may, you're playing only 8 games at Gillette this year. Last year, you played 9. Next year, you go back to 9. And this is no one's fault. And it's really not even...
just the way it is.
It's just the way that it is. But I can still sort of feel, Maz, this...
It's amazing, isn't it?
Is it?
It's this one.
No, it's still there. It's totally... I'm sorry, Murray. I didn't mean to cut you off. It's still there. And the other thing is, because remember we had the guy called on Friday.
Yeah.
And he said, well, they get the same opponent. I said, no, hold on. You're leaving out something, too. Last year, they got the AFC North and the NFC South. And the AFC North had a bad year because Burrow got hurt and the Ravens sucked. So,
well, no, but his point is you have the same schedule as the Bills minus 3
correct.
games.
Yes, correct.
Well, my point is the 3 games is a big deal.
Yeah, the 3 games is a big deal. But they also, because they ended up, I'm just saying the flip side is also true. They won the division, so now they're going to get first place matchups on those other 3. Right, totally right. I'm bouncing around, but yes, it's
Monday.
Monday.
By the time we got to December, if you couldn't accept the fact that they were playing nobody and everything was going their way, if you wanted to fight that, you're just, why? Why are you doing this to yourself? You're screaming into the void.
It's a fascinating, I think, sort of human case study.
Unbelievable.
Of it just is what it is. It doesn't reflect on you. It's out of your control largely. You had an easy schedule.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because the pushback is why, right?
It really is unbelievable.
But I'm still feeling it. I can still sort of sense it's out there. So this year...
Oh, you don't have to sense it. It is.
And I think you caught one break in your first place schedule. So you're playing... So, for example, you get the first place team from the AFC North, which was Pittsburgh.
Right.
That's a good break because that's a pretty weak-ass division winner.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a 13-win Baltimore team. That's not whatever. Joe Burrow, that's Aaron Rodgers coming back the very last second he could, this piece of crap. On a middling team with a middling coach and a over-the-hill quarterback who's just doing it to cash the check. That's a nice draw. That could have been a much stronger Baltimore team or Cincinnati team or a real Pittsburgh, you know what I mean? So, that's a good break. That's a first-place draw. But other than that, it just wasn't enough to say you had a good team against an easy schedule last year. Now you have a good team against a hard schedule. But it gets people all...
Oh, yeah.
You can feel it.
For those out there that still think they had an easy schedule last year.
Right, just that.
What do they got to do to qualify it this year?
What do they got to do to calm the cupcake schedule narrative? It's not a narrative.
It was what it was.
It just was.
No, it was a fact. Not to mention, you didn't even get to the playoffs. They got C.J. Stroud and Jarrett Stidham in the playoffs, and Stroud was a mess by then. And
Justin Herbert. Don't forget that.
Right, I forgot about Herbert. Right. So, yeah, it was a what a freaking series of events to put them in the spot they were in.
But listen, as long as you care to discuss, I'm here for you. 617-779-0985. First, an update from Murray. 90 seconds, no commercials, and we're right back with someone who just can't take, again, another piece of long-standing advice here on the Felger and Maz Show. It goes something like this. Get off the internet. We'll get to that after, again, Murray's update. Again, no spots here.